What's cracking, YouTube? It's a cool early Saturday morning. Got the weekend munchies going on, I bet. Well, let's see if I can oblige with that. Because we need a pizza stone. What are we doing with that? You'll see. Get this ready so we can fold and make some awesomeness. We're gonna make a breakfast calzone. Okay, and if you don't want to take 43 plus minutes to make your own crust from scratch, great value or Pillsbury pizza crust, doesn't matter. I might need to get a knife to open this. Now before we get to our pre-cook, we're gonna have to open our pizza crust and stretch it out onto our pan. This would be a great calzone to fill you up quick or to split with somebody, it don't matter. Cooking with the Cobra, man, what's up? Cooking with Cobra, alright, you got the weekend munchies going on, I bet you do. Thinking to yourself, I want to show you how easy it is to make. And of course, getting your pizza crust out of the can is always the fun part. Bastardizing fuck. Alright. Chef Potty Mouth over here. Okay. Get out of there, you bastard. What is that? Like, you see these cans of pre-made shit and you're like, hey, this stuff can make awesome stuff, you know, but it's always a bitch and a half to get undone. What the fuck is that? Yeah. I don't edit my videos. I don't. Because that's not real. This is real life. Sitting here fucking with the goddamn can until it opens up. There we go. Alright, a little chunk that tried to escape. There we go. Alright. Now I'm going to take our pre-made dough and we're going to unroll it. We're going to stretch it out onto our lovely pizza stone. That little piece that tried to escape from that hole when I poked a hole in it. Put it back on the dough. It's kind of squished down. Alright, cool. Now we're going to add just a little bit of seasoning. Just a little bit. Sloppy Mama. Russ County. Go a little bit heavier on the meat seasoning just because there's going to be some meat in this breakfast calzone, right? Got to get your protein fix for the day. If you got time to make something like this, I think I would definitely recommend it. So go with our 4 trusty seasonings. Use whatever seasoning you like. A nice combination of seasoning. Oh, beautiful, just beautiful. Okay, so now we got this ready for what we need it for. So let's leave that aside for a second. Now we need to make some eggs for our calzone, or a egg, I should say. I should put 2 eggs. Let's put 2 eggs in there. All right, take a look at this. We got the bacon grease. From the last time we cooked bacon and burgers, we're going to use that grease to cook our eggs. Now let's get a little bit of, just a little bit of Tony's for the eggs. We don't need a whole lot. Just a little sprinkle will do. And let's get some eggs going. First things first, we gotta turn on that stove. Get it all warmed up. Turn it on, yeah. And we're gonna throw just a little bit of that Country Crock Original into the pan. That way the eggs don't stick. You already know how this is gonna go down. Cooking up some bacon, cooking up some eggs, cooking up some beef. And once you get all that cooked up, we're gonna plate it. Our pre-cooked ingredients are gonna go on the plate. This will allow us to assemble the breakfast calzone, so to speak, to make it easier. Yeah. Now, cooking eggs can be a bitch and a half, but I'm thinking over easy. You know, when you make it sunny side and then you flip it and then you cook it on the other side. Yeah. So I'm going to grab 2 eggs, set them on the countertop when we're ready to crack them and drop. We got cage-free 18 large cage-free brown eggs. That'll do just nicely. I prefer cage-free YouTube because I'm an animal lover, to be honest. This carton of eggs opened up here, and we'll grab 2 of them while that pan's heating up. Alright, so we got our 2 eggs. There's several ways you could do these. It don't matter. You know, I don't even have a fork washed. So, let's grab a small chunk with my hand, fuck it. Throw it in there. Yeah. I turn the stove on to 8 just to get it heated up and get that butter melted. Now it's starting to melt just a little bit. Go ahead and turn it down to a 6. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking that melted butter and just kind of spreading it all over the pan. This will give us a nice, delicious, greasy surface to work with. Sweetness. Alright, let's take a look at that butter, that Country Crock Original, just slowly melting in that pan. Look at it. Now, if you're not getting hungry now, you're about to be getting hungry, because we're making dankness. Alright, I haven't made eggs in a while, but we'll give it the old college try. 2 of them going here. Nope. It's natural to get a couple chunks of shells in there every now and then. Ah, great. The yolk broke on that second one, but that's alright. Get rid of that two tiny chunks of shell, but not too much. That didn't turn out half bad. It's going to be one giant egg anyway, so it really doesn't matter a whole lot. Okay. It's all going on the same calzone anyway, so it really just doesn't matter that much. So if the yolk breaks on that second one, it's fine. I don't care. Sprinkle on a little bit of that Tony's right there. I'm gonna wash my hands real quick. The fuck is that? Getting off of there. Yeah, you're gonna make a mess when you cook, it's just a guarantee. Let me take you on that trip down to the egg store. Look at that. Bubbling away in that buttery goodness. Kind of taking it, and as the yolk starts to form, that sunny side look, I'm going to take it and kind of scooch it ever so gently into that buttery goodness, the spread, whatever you want to call it. And the important thing is just getting that right there to stay in the center, or it's all bubbling, you know, in that butter and stuff. Kind of tilt the butter around just a little bit. Now you can add salt and pepper, whatever seasoning, but you know, a splash of Tony's is just fine for me. There's already going to be a lot of that seasoning mixture on the crust on the inside, so yeah. Now, I might be able to make this entire thing somewhat over easy. No guarantees on that. But now they got the egg and cooking in that bacon grease with the buttery goodness and the hamburger grease. We're going to cook our bacon in this dude. So like we're further infusing the bacon with a hint of the egg flavor. This is why you want to cook the eggs first. Huh? Now this could be a great way to start off your day. You make one of these for breakfast, dude. Eat it. You're gonna be full for at least until lunch. I got it on a nice low heat because we don't want to burn the butter. We definitely don't want to burn our eggs if we can help it. So I'll take the spatula and kind of break these in half a little bit. There we go. See, that's what I like. We break them in half just to make it easier to flip. And these are just about ready to flip. Just about ready. I mean, the yolk kind of broke on this one and scrambled into this one a little bit. But that's alright. Ah, do not count your chickens before they hatch, YouTube. Excuse me, I farted. It smells like Asperger's. Okay, back to the eggs. I'm going to kick it up a notch, flip it. Flip it. I'm going to cook the yolk side in that buttery goodness just like that. I got the stove on a 6 so it's nice and hot, but not hot enough where it's going to scorch your eggs. And then go ahead and just roll that butter around in the pan just like that. Get those yolks nice and solid with that buttery goodness. Give that a flip. Now look at that. The eggs are poached. Look at that. Give it a flip. Oh, that is beautiful. Both sides. Look at that. Nicely done. Buttery goodness right there, YouTube. Alright, so let those sit for just a little bit longer in that butter. And then we're going to plate them up. Get our bacon going. That's how you cook poached eggs. I mean, if you want to, like, over easy, you know, flip it, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, dude. Bake them sunny side, let it cook for a bit, flip it, there you go. Simple as that. I'm going to bring the plate over here so I don't get grease all over the place. Eggs are delicious and they're a great source of protein. Oh, look at all this. We still got a lot of grease in this pan. It's now been infused with the taste of those eggs. Oh man. Okay, these eggs just look and smell good enough to eat already, but we're not done just yet, folks. No, we are not. Take a moment to get some of this grease off the stove. There we go, beautiful. We need some bacon. Eggs and bacon, great way to start off your day, right? So I'll take 2 pieces, tear them off to make 4. Two pieces of egg, 2 bacon. We're gonna tear that bacon in half and make 4 pieces. God damn it. A piece of that raw bacon went off into my stove here. Piece of shite, get out of there. That's the, yeah, no, get out of there. No. No, you, no, stay out of there. Alright, that's not, alright. The pieces that survived, go ahead and just drop those in that greasy pan of goodness. Alright, so I'm gonna wash my hands again. Dry my hands real quick. Now I'm not going to go too crazy on the seasoning this time around. Just grab some of our trusty Rust County, or Rust Payne County, right there, show that logo. Payne County Rust All Meat Seasoning, not a sponsor. And we're just going to sprinkle it onto our bacon. We'll do the same for the beef patty. We don't need too much seasoning because it's already going to be in that crust with that sauce. Yeah. Of course, you've seen me cook bacon on my channel 1,000 times, but who am I to deny my fans what they come to see? Oh, look at that. Bacon sizzling up and all that buttery, greasy goodness. Ooh. Let's give that a flip. And you see right now it's still kind of pink. It's not even close to being done. But you can see it's starting to get a little bit, it shrinks. Give it a flip. It sizzles and it pops. Alright, so I'm going to flip that. Now this is pig bacon. This ain't no faking bacon. This is Black Label thick cut bacon. Black Label by Hornell. They make some pretty good bacon, you know. They're cheap and it tastes good. Nothing wrong with that. So we're gonna make a breakfast calzone with this here bacon and the egg. Throw in some pepperoni, some beef, some cheese, you know, maybe some Doritos. There you go. I want to make dank ass food. I got an attitude because of how good it is. Might as well take you along for the ride, man. Give it a flip. Ain't nothing but a trip. Give it a flip. Boom. Oh, flip action right there. Yeah, the camera angle wasn't right. There we go. Right there. You see me cook bacon enough times, you know. You know the score, YouTube. Look at that. Look at it sizzle in the pan. And all that buttery, greasy, unhealthy goodness. Just look at it. 4 delicious pieces sizzling away on a cool summer's evening. Soaked in greasy, delicious, buttery goodness. Now right here you see it's starting to get a little brown. I'd go a little bit longer, but not too much longer on both sides if you want it to be cooked. This side, you don't want no pink, none. You see how it's starting to get white and brown? That's how you know your bacon's starting to cook, alright? This is how you cook bacon. Not rocket science. See that side's a little pink still? So yeah. I'll do that. I can flip bacon with one hand, so this ain't nothing but a trip. I guarantee you make one of these calzones, YouTube. You're starting the day off with a hearty breakfast and you're going to be packed with protein, right? Yeah. Get a load of that, YouTube. Isn't that pretty? Sizzle, sizzle for shizzle. Tip that grease that way a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Spread that buttery love all over that delicious bacon. Now that rant I made earlier wasn't exactly what you'd call kid-friendly, but it was on point. Some of the crap that's in our society, it just gets to me sometimes, you know, like, are people really this, no, not gonna get into it, cooking video, yeah. Oh, and while that bacon cooks up, let's just take a gander and see something real quick, huh? Let's take a gander and see, shall we? Oh, look at that. The rant video has made it to the desktop. Most excellent. So let's open up Chrome and let's go to YouTube and let's upload it while we're doing the cooking video. Okay, upload. Bacon. Alright, back to the bacon. It'll cook up a bit more as you bake it in the oven with your calzone. But you definitely want to make sure that it's cooked all the way through. See, at this stage, I would consider this to be done. Because look at that. Give it a flip right there. At this point, this bacon is done. I want to give it just a little bit longer on the other side. Yeah, but not too much longer. And I got the grease from the bacon, the flavor from the egg, cooking up in there real nice like. Oh, look at that delicious, delicious bacon that we're going to add to our calzone. And transfer plates. Now we have a plate full of eggs and bacon. Look at that. Get all that grease from the pan, just kind of drizzle it on the egg. Oh, got a little grease right there. That's not but a thing. Grab a rag and whoop. Easier to clean the grease off your stove when it's nice and hot. Beautiful. And now we need some more meat for our calzone. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab a beef patty. Now you can use sausage, beef, whatever, it don't matter. I don't have any sausage on hand, so I'll just use a beef patty. And we're going to get our season game on. Alright, let's add, you know, we're just going to add some of that meat seasoning to it. Because it's already got the 4 combination on the crust. That'll be enough. Don't want to over season it. So back to our Payne County Rust meat seasoning. We're going to season up both sides of this patty. Oop, wrong side. I don't want that much. There we go. Give that a sprinkle. There we go. So yeah, we're done with the seasoning. We don't need a whole lot of it, obviously. We got that combination on there already on the crust. Okay, so now we got our seasoning settled. Our plate of pre-cook is almost done. Here's that burger just sizzling away in that greasy, greasy goodness. All the flavor of the egg and bacon is now soaking into that beef. Look at that sizzle, baby. I want to cook this patty medium rare just because by the time I bake it in the calzone, it will be nice and cooked. Yes. How long is this cooking video? Oh, damn. Only 28 minutes. It's not bad. Chugging right along then. So thus far, it's taken me 28 minutes to assemble this recipe. Give it a flip, and when we flip it, be careful, we don't want grease everywhere. It's just kind of, okay, yeah, there we go. The gun on my hand wasn't anything, but that's alright. Give that a wipe. All that buttery, greasy goodness right there, you two, that's going to be the base of our flavor. And I might pour some of this grease from the pan into the calzone, just a couple drops to give it some extra oomph on that flavor. But right now, we got to get our pre-cooked ingredients done. If you want a hearty breakfast packed with protein, this is the way to do it. the smell coming off in the air right now is, oh dude. Making my mouth water. A little bit longer with that beef patty. Too much longer. There we go. And just a little bit longer. Yeah, that burger patty is done, son. We're just gonna scooch it over to our plate of pre-ingredient. Yeah. Alright, now while that pan is still nice and warm, we're gonna take our rag and we're gonna wipe the grease off the stove that we're dripping there. Okay, there we go, beautiful. Turn the camera this way. Now look at that. I got the eggs, the bacon, and the beef. Our calzone's coming together quite nicely, if I do say so myself. Okay. Take the pan off the stove, and take my spatula and just grab some of that grease and just drip it onto the dough. We'll splotch a little bit of that grease onto our pizza dough. All the grease from that delicious cooking that we were just doing earlier, we're going to splatter it onto the seasoning. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, just beautiful. Okay, so now we don't need the pan for anything at this point. So I'm going to scrape all the excess into the middle for cooking later. Still a little bit of grease to cook with. Beautiful. Go ahead and turn that off. Alright, so we have our pre-cook done. Now we're going to assemble this breakfast calzone, but so far, here's what we got with our pizza crust. All that grease just splattered on there with that seasoning. Oof, look out. So, pizza pockets, basically calzone, whatever you want to call it, they need sauce, they need cheese, they need ingredients. So now I got our tomato, basil, garlic, the same sauce, we've seen it before. In the last cooking video that I made with the grilled cheese sandwich, that was nuts. Alright, so just a little bit of sauce in the middle. To gauge out where you're going to fold it, you know. Beautiful. You don't need a whole lot of sauce. A little bit will do ya. I'm going to take the stone, just kind of shake the sauce around a little bit. I could use a knife or a fork. I'll just jiggle that sauce around a little bit. There we go. Now there we got our sauce on there, just like that. Let's start adding our ingredients. I'm going to add some cheese. Got some that sliced medium cheddar, making that life better. I'm going to put 2 slices down on top of that pizza sauce. Actually, no, I'll do 4 slices because we really want that cheese to stand out because we got eggs we're putting on it too. So yeah, I'll make it 4 slices. There we go. Yo, YouTube, now we got the mozzarella. Like a sweet, cheesy Cinderella story. It turned out so right for a snack tonight. Now we're gonna add a sprinkle of mozzarella. And get the bag open. There we go. Making a breakfast calzone. I'm gonna try to fold the crust on top of all these ingredients. Now on top of that cheddar cheese, we're gonna sprinkle some mozzarella. Shredded mozzarella, just like any old good pizza would have, right? You know the drill. Alright, spread that around just a little bit. You can't really see the cheddar cheese through all that mozzarella, but that's alright. We got more ingredients to pile on, so we don't need that much cheese, but just enough. Give it some pull. Maybe I'll drop 2 of these on here and go like that. Drop 2 of these cheese sticks on top of that mozzarella. That'll be enough cheese. Then we can start adding our meats. Kraft singles, baby. Had that in our last recipe. I was sitting here. This will be enough cheese, yes please, for this calzone. And we want to leave enough room to fold it. Otherwise, it's not going to work. You're going to end up with this weird looking pizza. So, oh, these things are so fun to open, right? Like, comment down below. You know what I'm talking about. You try to open the string cheese packets and it's just like you're sitting there. Okay, hold up. There we go. Got the right tools for the job. Sometimes those packets don't want to come open. Anyways, there we go. Get it open. Now we're going to take this string cheese, if you please, and we're going to tear it up. It's good stuff, man. And we're going to tuck it in. Ooh, look at that. Beautiful. Now that we got our cheese layer situated, take a look at all that delicious cheese. Now notice we got a nice perimeter around. We're going to take the crust and we're going to fold it over this way and trying to make a giant ass hot pocket with it. So, oh, phone dropped. There we go. Alright, cool. Now we need some pepperoni. My favorite part of the pizza, the meats. We're going to start off with pepperoni, then we'll add the egg, the bacon, the beef. So now we're going to throw in our pepperoni. I mean, you don't have to go too crazy with the pepperoni, you know what I'm saying? Because there's going to be a lot of other stuff going in here, but we'll throw a nice little amount on there for the camera's sake. There we go. That's plenty of pepperoni. Now we're gonna, before we add the rest of the meats, it's our friends over at Frito-Lay with their delicious nacho cheese Doritos. So we're gonna throw a couple on there, on top of the pepperoni. Just to give us a little crunch to munch. There we go. A little something to look forward to in the middle, yeah. I'm gonna very lightly crunch these Doritos down. There we go, that'll give us some room. Now let's add our egg. Now our egg that we poached and made earlier, drop it on there. The egg we made earlier, just drop it in there like that. You know, these eggs didn't turn out too bad. I haven't cooked eggs in a while, but fuck yeah. Dude. Alright. Now on top of our egg, we're going to take the bacon we just made. Oh, god damn it. I'll pick that up later. Take our bacon and we're going to make that cooked bacon into bits, and we're just going to tear it up and put it on top of our egg. Oh. I mean, is this calzone nuts or is this calzone nuts? It's pretty nuts, yo. I mean, you don't have to make the pieces stupid tiny, but, you know, kind of tear it up a little bit and, yeah. Ooh-wee. Yo, I gotta wash my hands and show you the progress. YouTube, this calzone is freaking nuts. But take a look at this pile of goodness. Got the bacon and the eggs on top, ready to drop. Alright, so before we add, let's add one more thing. We're going to take our beef patty, and we're going to add some beef to our calzone. So you want to cook like a boss? I want to show you how it's done. Delicious recipes that are cheap and easy to make at home. See, I'm not Chef Gordon Ramsay, so I don't need to be a 5-star chef to make dankness. Chicks dig a guy who can cook. Believe that, YouTube. Believe that. I want to eat this last piece right here. Oh. Oh, yeah. Dude, Payne County Rust all meat seasoning. That adds some bomb-ass flavor to your meat, dude. You don't even know. Oh, savory. Okay, so this looks like a mess of goodness. I'm going to add some more cheese to the top of it. And I may end up having to use another pizza crust to top over it. Because, I don't think I'm going to be able to roll this. I put too much stuff in it. Which means I'm going to have to cook it longer, but that's alright. So just do 18 times 2, I guess, and it'll be cooked perfectly. So I'm going to put some more cheese in there because I can. And if you like these crazy calzones, subscribe for more. It's going up because of you, cool cobras. I got plenty of cheese that I can use for hamburgers, so at the moment, I'm not worried about it. We're going to top it off with 4 more slices of that cheddar, make your life better. And maybe do a light sprinkle of mozzarella in spots where that pepperoni's sitting, just cause, yeah. Yeah, this is definitely a breakfast calzone if I ever saw one. So now we're going to take a bit more of that mozzarella. We're going to sprinkle it all over here and kind of tuck it in just a little bit. Gotta make sure you get enough cheese on this Yeah, you know what I'm saying, YouTube? Yeah, of course you do. Put a nice little sprinkle of mozzarella on top of that cheddar. Just a little sprinkle. And then, I don't think you've seen pizza pockets like this in the store before. I mean, doing a pizza pocket like this where it's bigger and fills you up quicker, it takes longer to make. But, you know, the payoff is so totally worth it. That's enough cheese on there. Good gracious. Yeah, this calzone is massive, bro. This is the kind of calzone you're like, hey, you want a hot pocket? I'll show you a fucking hot pocket. Oh man, we gotta get a screen of this before I had the other crust on top. Look at that, YouTube. Just look at this. Glorious, glorious. I'll be eating good tomorrow for sure. There's no way I'm gonna be able to finish this whole thing in one sitting. Oh, look at that, YouTube. That is just beautiful. Okay, now we're going to take our classic crust. We're going to go through the pain in the ass process of opening it one more time. Oh, sure, it goes easier the second time. Figures, right? Typical. Anyways, go ahead and unroll that. And I'll have to do the math on my phone. Oh, sue me, I haven't been in high school since 2010. Nope. Okay, get rid of that. I'm gonna find that roll line so we can unroll it a second time. There we go. So now we're gonna stretch the pizza dough over the top. And this can be a rather tricky process, but we're going to stretch the dough over the top. And we're just going to form this mother into a giant hot pocket. And this part can be a little bit tricky, just because it's going to want to come unrolled. But it will bake into itself eventually. And it doesn't have to be picture perfect, you know, just make sure there's not too many holes. And, you know, you want to really make it... Hey, little bastard, get in there. You know, just tuck all the ingredients together. Gonna form it into this big doughy ball of goodness. Now again, you don't want to stretch your bottom dough too much when you unroll it. Just unroll it, flatten it out, unroll it, you know, let it do its thing naturally. You want to impress the ladies with your cooking? There you go. It's not about getting laid, it's all about making a good impression. Remember that, YouTube. So now we're going to sit here, and it's going to take a while to kind of form it by hand, but yeah, this is a bigger pain in the ass than just pulling one out of the freezer and microwaving it, I know, but hear me out for a second, YouTube. This thing is just massively stupid big. It's got all these delicious ingredients just packed in there. And, yeah, okay, you want to make sure your dough is pinched together. Make sure your dough is pinched together, nice like that. Beautiful. Gonna stretch it out a little bit. Now, forming it's going to take longer than baking it, I assure you that. Do 420 and 18 times 2. I have a computer calculator. This is really sad. Shows you how long I've been at fucking school. Okay. I am horrible at 36 minutes. That's not too bad. Alright, so because there are two crusts being involved in this Hot Pocket, because there are literally two crusts being involved in this Hot Pocket, you're going to want to cook it for a little bit longer than just 18, otherwise it's going to be really doughy. So, anywhere from like 36 minutes to 40 minutes should be fine. I'm going to put it in there for 36 minutes at 420 degrees. That should be enough. Get the crust a nice golden brown. And again, I have no idea how this is going to turn out. I'm just winging it, you know. That's how I do most of my cooking videos. I just make it and see how it's going to turn out. And it's reckless, but I haven't done too bad with some of the recipes I've made. I'm like, let's share this on YouTube, because this right here is glorious. Now I've packed all that delicious Hot Pocket goodness, calzone, whatever you want to call it, into the dough. And if you pack them too high, you have to do this, otherwise you're not going to have a calzone. Okay, so kind of pack it together, pinch it, and this is a delicate process, but once you get it to where you want it, that's looking pretty good. Alrighty then, that looks pretty good. I'm gonna kind of flatten it around a little bit, just kind of go around the surface and flatten it around on the outside and pinch it. Kind of give it a base there. Okay. This side's kind of coming undone a little bit, so I'm going to pinch it down in there like that. There we go. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'm trying to get this side. Pinch it down. Yeah, this is a very time-consuming process, but totally worth it. Okay, so now we're going to add some seasoning to it. Still the same seasoning we did on the outside of it. Take some of our grease from our pan. Drizzle the rest of the grease. Ooh, that buttery goodness. Onto the top of the pan. From the top of the pan to the top of our calzone. Go ahead and pour some of that buttery love on top of our calzone. Yeah. We're just going to pour that buttery goodness all over the top of our calzone. On the top dough right there, and all that flavor is just going to bake in there. take a look at this ridiculously unhealthy calzone that I've made for your sick entertainment and for my delicious consumption. Oh my god. All that buttery goodness and the greasy goodness from the bottom of our pan has been poured on top. This thing is ready for the oven. Oh yes. There we go. Get some of that butter wiped off the side. And it's gonna get greasy either way you shape it. But there we go, kind of get some of that excess wiped off the side. There we go. Beautiful. Now the oven is almost done preheating. Once the oven is preheated, we're going to throw this in there for let's say 38 minutes, just to be on the safe side. Or 36, yeah, we'll just do 36 and then wait patiently. That's all we can do. Oh boy. This is why the cooking hours become an hour long, because now we're waiting for the oven to preheat. I could just throw it in there right now, but I'm like, no, let's wait. Our calzone is ready to be baked. We got the buttery goodness on top. Now we just gotta wait patiently. Let's see. I'm sure this will be delicious when it's done, but shoo-wee. Just gotta wait patiently. Because eventually that preheat will turn off, and then go ahead and put it in the oven. Yeah, no, 36 would be fine. Alright. Yo, YouTube. We got a calzone in the oven. And it's already at the 1 hour and 4 minute mark. Good gravy. That's alright. Because, that's the magic of the cooking video. I don't edit. People are going to be like, is there really any point to all this? Making an hour-long video just to cook something? Like, yeah, well, if you got the time to... If you got like a good 2 hours before you gotta do anything for your morning, or less, this would be a great way to start your day. Guarantee that. I didn't bother with hot sauces or anything, just a little something, you know. And that greasy, buttery goodness is going to cook into the calzone. I'll be watching it periodically because that's what you're supposed to do when you're cooking. Yep. That's how you cook a calzone. I'm going to sit here and wait patiently and cut it in half and then serve up a section of it and put it on a plate and be like, hey YouTube, come here for a second. I got the smell of eggs, bacon, and beef just waffling through my apartment. It's rather intoxicatingly, deliciously smelling so good. Like, people are gonna be like, okay, so how the fuck do you make a calzone? Well, I'm hoping that it'll give it that golden brown, crispy goodness. It won't be burnt too bad. I normally put my pizzas in for like 18 minutes at 420 degrees. That's for one crust. So because there's two crusts, that's why I gotta be periodically checking on it so it doesn't get too burnt on the bottom. I don't think it'll get burnt on the bottom. All I can do is be like, okay, I assembled it. See what happens. And when I've cooked it at 18 degrees per crust, it doesn't get burnt. If anything, it just gets a lightly toasted, lightly cooked, just cooked barely enough to give it some flakiness, you know. So it should be fine. Yeah, if you're on a diet, don't watch this video. This is the kind of breakfast that's meant to get your day started. Like, fuck yeah, let's do this. Got shit to do, places to be. You might have to get up early to make it, but yeah, that's alright. Half of that calzone's enough to fuel you through the day. I'm just saying, like, you eat half of that now and have like the half for lunch, dude, you're gonna be set for the day. Like, it's stacked with calories, packed with protein. Okay, I got distracted for a second. Just yeah. No, I still have the other earring that I bought that matched this fake gauge. I keep it on my altar in a container. I'll admit I have a temper, but I'm working on it. I de-escalate as quickly as I escalate, and I've just been trying to say to myself, you know what? Sometimes it's not worth getting PO'd over, you know? Oof. No, I always feel self-conscious about it too, YouTube. I'm just like, oh, that's great. And it's one of those things I'm like, well, if I want a girlfriend, I gotta work on my temper. It's just how it is. You know, whenever I see people lose their shit, it always makes me feel uncomfortable. So I'm like, well, how do you think other people feel when they gotta listen to it or watch it or deal with it? You know, it's the truth. Sometimes it's just like, you know what, take a second to breathe, smoke some pipe tobacco, and calm the fuck down. You know, it's simple as that. But getting angry is a natural human reaction, and just because getting angry is a natural human reaction, that doesn't excuse having a temper, you know, autism or not, you know. There are some autistics who can't control their temper, they're just, it is what it is. But I'm one of the lucky few that if I work with myself, I can make it much, much, much better. Compared to last year, my temper is 1,000 times better, to be honest. But you know how it goes in life. You know, and it kind of contradicts what I just said in my last video, I know, but you stub your toe, you're like, fuck, that hurt. Okay, whatever, you brush it off. But then life just doesn't quit. You know, it just piles up on top of you. So first it's stubbing your toe, then you spill your drink. Then okay, now you're stuck at a traffic light for fucking 10 minutes. You know, life is the biggest fucking bully there is, and you can't let it get to you. Otherwise, you're gonna be a miserable son of a bitch. I mean, with the cooking videos lately, especially like the grilled cheeseburger that I made, you know, people want unique, over-the-top, crazy recipes. So I'm like, okay, here you go. Here's how you make a big-ass calzone. You cut that bitch in half, and I guarantee you, boom, that's a calzone for you and someone else. Or maybe you for later, you know? Like, this thing's massive. My hand is smaller than that thing, dude. Yeah. And here's the thing of it, YouTube. If you have a boyfriend or a girlfriend who tries, appreciate them. Even if they can't afford the nicest things. You know, money is not important. You know, what's more important is that they're trying, despite their circumstances. You know, I do pretty good with the wand business, and tomorrow I need to get more sticks, or later on today, yeah, just, you know, get a bag full and bring them all home. Now, if the calzone ingredients are not overstuffed, usually you can get away with just folding it in half and using one crust. But because I added all that cheese, all the egg, the beef, the bacon, the pepperoni, the Doritos, it's going to be stacked. So you got, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now it's just going to take a minute for it to cook up. So, like, what'd you do this weekend? Well, I made a big-ass calzone for YouTube. And I'm just saying, like, dude. Yeah. People have been seeing the pizzas and they're like, when's this guy gonna do more cooking videos? I mean, I had stuff to munch on, but nothing really worth showing off for a cooking video. This right here just screams Gothic King Cobra cooking video. Of course, now the oven's preheated and I already got the calzone in there. I should go check on it. I'll be right back. 24 minutes to go. Now at 24 minutes to go, that's not looking too shabby. It's starting to cook up real nice. Now if it's too doughy, I might put it in there for like a couple more minutes. Kind of poke at it and be like, Now that it's cooking, that bread's gonna fuse, and that dough, bread, whatever you want to call it, pizza dough, is gonna fuse together when it cooks, okay? That's gonna seal off your edges of your calzone. So when you cut it in half, all you have is what's in the middle, and then that's the secret to cooking a calzone. You want to have that dough fold over to the other side, so you got this little pocket of deliciousness in the middle. Now it's just sitting here waiting patiently like, doo-doo-doo-doo. Good things take time. No sense in rushing it, right? Now, here's the thing of it. If I'm lucky enough to get a girlfriend, you know, I'll be grateful if she goes on a date with me, you know. I'm not expecting it to go any further than that, because, you know, you're testing the waters, you know. I don't care how long my dry spell is, YouTube, I really don't. That's more important, is getting to know the woman before, you know, let her make that decision, dude. Because you're not the one giving it, you're the one taking it. That's how I see it. I mean, I wasn't really that hungry earlier, but after making this calzone and smelling it waffle through my apartment, now I'm kind of hungry. Oh boy. If you're on a diet, don't watch. This is literally going to be called breakfast calzone. Short, sweet, to the point. And what else would you call it? A breakfast hot pocket? Because that thing's massive. That's too big to be a hot pocket. That'd be a calzone right there, man. Like, you guys. Yous guys. I mean, you never know. I checked Ancestry.com, and some of my family migrated from New York all the way across the country. They came in from a different country, migrated to New York, and then came, you know, so you never know. You know. Like, I got people coming in from different sides of Europe and then migrating and mingling, and then eventually my family made its way to New York, and then from New York it just kind of spread everywhere. So you never know. Ancestry.com's pretty cool. I'm not a sponsor, but you get their kit, set up an online account, all that jazz. Gothic King Cobra is gonna teach you how to eat like a king, huh? Or a queen, whichever. You know, I'm just saying, like, dude, this. I haven't made eggs in a while. They didn't turn out too bad. Um, this calzone is packed with calories and protein. I gotta take a look at it. See how we're doing. 19 minutes to go. Yep. Beautiful. We got 19 minutes to go, and the top of it is starting to golden up very nicely. So it looks like 36 minutes for a calzone using 2 doughs instead of just one is the way to go. I'm gonna check it on it periodically so I don't burn it or any of that, you know. Oh, dude, it looks so good. Take it out of the oven, cut it in half when it cools down a bit. And I'm gonna use my pizza cutter to cut it if I can. If not, I'll just use a big old kitchen knife. And I'll try to hold the camera with one hand while I cut it. If it doesn't work, then I may end up having to put the camera down. I'll get you in close to the action with my cell phone as I can. That's how these cooking videos work. They're a lot better when they're up close and personal with the cell phone. Yeah, buddy. That rant video is uploading quite nicely. It's at 42%. Yes. So why do you think they call it a calzone? Because you eat too many of them, you'll get bloated like a cow? Just kidding. That was horrible. Bad joke. Now maybe you have a different way of doing a calzone. You make the dough by hand, you fold it. Okay, that's cool. This is a quicker way of making one, I guess. You know, this is not meant to insult anyone who... This is no disrespect to the pizza culture. You don't even know. You already know, YouTube. If I go to New York City someday, you already know I'm hitting up the pizza joints, trying them all and being like... Now, I'm literally looking at these pizza videos on YouTube of pizza restaurants that have been around since 1905, and I'm just like, oh. I don't care what you say, dude. No fast food chain can compete with that. Okay, you got a family that's been in that area since 1905 making pies. No fast food chain can compete with that. You know, so it's like you get your cousin coming over from New York like, hey, were there any good pizza joints around here? What's up with that, huh? So you take them to Pizza Hut or like your local pizza joint that's family owned, and they look at you like, hey, you call this pizza? Like, okay, you don't have to fucking brag about it. We know your pizza tastes better. Okay, sorry that my local pizza joint hasn't been around since 1905, but you wanted a piece of pie, here you go. It's not as good as home, but there you go. I know how that is. I mean, come on, like, dude, you know. And really, how do you think things like pizza were discovered? If you really think about it. The first pizza, all they had was the ingredients to make the dough and the cheese and all that. And they're like, and they threw it together. They're like, I don't know how the fuck this is gonna turn out, but let's just do this, and this, and this. Boom, like the first pizza was born. They served it to the Queen of Italy, and she was like, yo, this shit's bomb. Make me another one. Boom. That's how the pizza was born, baby. Oh. And that's the cool thing about food, you know, accidental discoveries like how the first ice cream cone came about. We had a waffle maker, and then we had an ice cream vendor. You had to sit there and eat the ice cream in the dish and then give it to the ice cream maker so he or she could wash it. And then you had the waffle maker across the street selling people these fresh hot folded waffles. One day they got together and they're like, okay, let's put your ice cream cone, your waffle with my ice cream. Let's just make it a thing, man. And they're like, wait a minute. They don't have to wait around to finish the dish and hand it to me. This gives them a portable way to eat ice cream on the go. Like most people don't really think too hard about that kind of thing because it's like it's just an ice cream cone. But back in the day, 1800, 1900s, you know, if you went to an ice cream store, you had to eat the ice cream and then leave the dish behind so it could be washed. And then you had the waffle makers, like I said, and then when they put the two together, all of a sudden people didn't have to wait around with their dish. They could just buy a cone and go, you know. It's pretty much how the first cheeseburger was invented. They were making toast and they were making beef patties with cheese. They were eating them separate. And then one day, this guy comes in, he's like, on his lunch break, like, hey, can you make me something on the go? I don't got time to sit down and eat. So they threw it together on a bun, and they're like, here you go. They took some big old Texas toast and then a beef patty with some cheese, and they're like, here you go. They made a patty melt, basically, and they're like, the dude loved it so much he came in to eat one for the rest of his life. That's how the first cheeseburger was invented. Believe that. So that's how a lot of great ideas get discovered when you cook, is just throwing it together and seeing how it turns out. You know, you look at the history of pizza, you look at the history of the cheeseburger, you look at the history of the first ice cream cone. You know what I'm saying? 3 delicious foods that we all love and eat today. Unless, of course, you're lactose intolerant, then you can't have ice cream. And then I'm like, oh, dude. I mean, you can have it, but like, precautions. Let's check on that calzone. 12 minutes. Oh my God, yes. Oh. 12 minutes left, and it just looks and smells fucking amazing. I'm not gonna cook it for any longer because that 12 minutes will be enough. The top of that's a nice golden brown, but it's not completely burnt, you know what I'm saying? 12 minutes left. Perfect. YouTube, if I could show you what it looks like. Oh wait, I can. Ha ha. We got 11 minutes to go. Hey YouTube, you want to take a sneak peek at the calzone before we pull it out of the oven? I know you want to. Look at it, YouTube. Just fucking look at it. Isn't that just beautiful? Oh yeah. Pardon my French, but ooh-wee. Oh my god, just the smell, man. Oh, yes. You know, kicking off the weekend with a brand new cooking video for your sick entertainment. I mean, you have the combination of smells from the beef, the bacon, and the eggs, and all that good shit. But, then you have that calzone on top of it. Oh. The buttery love just cooking into that bread. So when people tell you, oh, that food looks like shit, why would you put that together? What the f is wrong with you? You look at them and you say, yeah, you know, that's how the first pizza was made. People just threw stuff together and voila, there you go. That's how the first ice cream cone was made. That's how the first patty melt was made. Like, you want to judge somebody for wanting to explore their creative side and come up with a new dish? Shame on you. That's the joy of cooking, is being like, okay, you know, what goes good together, you know, this and that. We put this and this together, what's it gonna do, you know? That's the joy of cooking. You throw it together and see how it turns out, you know? It might taste like crap, it might taste super good, but that's the fun of it. That's how we learn as cooks. And no fancy ass fucking chef school is gonna teach you that passion, that drive, that commitment to get better at it and to be like, to perfect what is essentially an art known as culinary arts. Now, the food I make, it's not fancy by any means, but it gets the job done. Yeah. Now, the recipes I make, they're simple, they're not over the top. As far as complicated, they're just over the top, as in calories and how good they taste. I've had trolls talk shit on my burgers, and I'm like, that's funny, because people who tried them were like, dude, this is bomb as shit. Like, exactly. Not trying to toot my own horn, but I make a damn good burger, and I make a damn good pizza. You gotta think, all the cheese in that calzone that we put in it is just melting in a cesspool of gooey goodness right in the middle of it. Yeah, 1 hour and 33 minutes in, and we're just about done with making it. Oh, is this really necessary to make an hour-long video? Yes, it is, because this is cooking in real life. You fuck with the packaging, it doesn't want to open, you mess around with the ingredients because they're not properly cooked just yet. So this is cooking in real life. You see these YouTubers who cut and edit for a nice little 15-minute video, which is nice, but, you know, this is a bit more realistic. Yo. 6 minutes to go. Beautiful. Periodically checking on it just so the crust isn't completely burnt, and with just 6 minutes to go, it is looking golden brown perfect. Now when you take it out of the oven, you let it cool off for a bit, you know. I don't want the sides to be burnt, I don't want the top to be burnt. No. There's been times I've tried to make a calzone before and it just bombed miserably because I took it out of the oven too long, or put it in the oven for too short of a time, so I put it back in, you know, no. Now this right here, YouTube, is how you make a calzone, okay? You see, this, oh my god, dude. I'm excited to see this come out of the oven. I'm excited to try it, to sink my teeth into some decadence, dankness, delectably greasy. I'm gonna have to let that cool off a bit before I munch into it, yo. Cut it in half, put it on a plate, try it out. Now while we're waiting for that calzone to get cooked up. 4 minutes, baby. Get it. While I'm waiting for that calzone to cook up, let's do a little bit of snacking. We got a piece of that bomb-ass banana bread that I made for YouTube. Mm-hmm. Oh. This peanut butter chocolate banana bread is so good and so easy to make. And this one didn't really require a cooking video because it's basically just mix and pour. But this calzone has some detail to it, you know, so this here is poor man's banana bread and it works. Mm. Mm. Yo. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm. That's what's up. Had to do a little bit of snacking on account of the smell of that calzone's making me hungry, yo. 2 minutes to go. Oh yeah, beautiful. With just 2 minutes to go, that calzone's gonna be cooked perfectly. That's why I periodically check on it to make sure I'm not burning the fuck out of it. Now it just smells like bread being baked, but one person commented, "Cobes, do you secretly live in Flavor Town?" Gonna get funky, make your taste buds sing. We take a trip to Flavor Town. Get down, satisfy your appetite. Whether it's during the day or a midnight snack at night, we're gonna take a trip to Flavor Town. Get down, Flavor Town. Go ahead and take that phone in with me here. What do we got? 10 seconds. We are cooking tonight, folks. I want to wait to cut into that. We're going to have to let it cool off. Fucking hell. Oof. That's a nice juicy fat. Excuse me. I seem to have cut the cheese quite nicely. Juicy fat. Excuse me. But this is where it's at, YouTube. That's looking mighty delicious. Hot tamales. We're gonna scooch it right there to the middle of our, oh yeah, there we go. We just scoochy right there, just like that. Beautiful. I scooched it to the middle of the pizza pan, stone, whatever, now that it's freshly cooked up. And as I scooched it to the middle, you could just hear it sizzling, man. Ooh wee. Hell yeah. That's a beautiful calzone right there. Oh, look at that, YouTube. Fresh out of the oven. Yeah, this is how Gothic King Cobra makes a calzone. That's what's up. That looks beautiful. Yeah, looks like I'm gonna have to use my trusty kitchen knife for this. YouTube, if we cut this in half, we're gonna have to go a certain way. Alright, so I'm gonna turn it this way so it's more even. Alright, beautiful. Now we're facing the right direction here. It's not really that important, but it's for OCD reasons, I guess. So I'm gonna cut it just a little bit, kind of get it started. As soon as I cut into it, that sizzle action. Hold up, I gotta take you on a close-up look at that. All that cheese just oozing out with that grease. So look, you're getting the first cut of this calzone on camera, like I promised. So when I cut it in half, ooh, I got the farts tonight. Ooh, smells like Asperger's. Excuse me. Try not to fart while I'm doing this because it's kind of probably physically unappealing to some people, but we all fart, so get over it. There we go. Get this bastard cut in half. Just like that. Boom. Okay, so now we got our calzone cut in half. And this cross section just looks beautiful. Awesome sauce. Look at that cross section, YouTube. I want you to look at it. I'll let it cool off. And we'll put it on a plate and we'll try some. But you can see that this is how you make a calzone. You got half, your dough half's packed with flavor, greasy, cheesy, goodness. All the eggs, everything. Alright. Alrighty, YouTube. So we got it all cut up, ready to go. Trying it. This video's long enough. You might have to see me try it on another video. Cliffhanger. Anyways, YouTube, thank you for watching me make a bomb-ass calzone. And if you want to see me try the breakfast calzone, check out part 2. Thanks for watching me make a breakfast calzone. I'll catch you, cool cobras, on the next cooking video. What's up, YouTube? So right now I'm uploading a badass calzone video to my desktop. Yeah, this is what it looks like, or what half of it looks like. I've been eating on it, and holy shite, is it good. Look at that beautiful cross section. I was filming it earlier, and I was like, yeah, I'm just going to redo this part of it, I guess. Yeah. But you should have seen it. Like, I cut the sucker in half, put a half slice on my plate. Big enough for both hands, I shit you not. And I'm like, I'm getting foolish to stop eating this, but I just kept on eating it and eating it. Dude, this is really good. This breakfast calzone kicks ass burgers. Hold up. I literally ate almost half of it in one sitting. That's nuts. I mean, I should be putting this down because, but this breakfast calzone is so dank, I can't put it down. I may end up eating the entire half in one sitting, and that's no bullshit. Now, you saw me cut it in half in my last video. It got up to that point. I had a couple things to say, left it at that. Oh, okay, yeah, I'm typing out. I'm gonna put this up back on the pizza stone. I dry my hands, YouTube. 1 second. The cheese pull I had while I was eating that earlier, not too shabby. Got a couple things done off camera in between the cooking video and trying it. I had a couple dishes in the sink that needed to be washed. Oh, good Lord. I almost made it through half of that calzone in one sitting because it was that good. But now that I ate almost one whole half, I'm just like instantly like, oh, dude, that's. I could keep eating, but I'm like, no, I'm starting to get full. And you gotta stop yourself at that point because once you start, it's gonna make your tummy hurt if you eat too much. So, you know. Most excellent. Most bloody excellent. The video is importing. It's almost there. Come on. Come on, you bastard. To the desktop. Oh, it's so close. So bloody close. Oh, wait. Ooh-wee. Come on, almost there. After consuming almost a whole half of that calzone, now I'm watching it just slowly but surely creep along. Come on, you bastard. Freaking upload, huh? So close, yet so far away. Oh, bloody hell. Would you hurry? Come on. I'm very impatient when it comes to my videos uploading. That's about the only thing I'm impatient with, really. Is that urge to just deliver content. Now, come on. Upload, you bastard. You can do it. Almost there. One little bit left to go. Come on. There you go, you little shit. Come on. Come on. So close. Come on. Do it. Do it. To the desktop. Come on. To the desktop you go. There it goes. Now it's on my desktop. I can delete it from my phone. Upload video. This is what they would call a breakfast calzone. breakfast calzone. There's a couple of recipes here and there on YouTube, you know. Different takes on it, and that's what makes cooking awesome. Is there's different ways to do things, you know. People be sitting there saying, well, this is how you do a burger, or this is how, well, that's your way to do it. As long as your beef and your pre-cookables are properly cooked, then, holy. Oh, this is ridiculous. I don't stay up this late on the weekend unless the cooking videos would be the only exception. This is gonna help YouTube grow as a website, because now people are gonna be going, breakfast calzone. Say what? Go with another cooking video? Nuh-uh. Yeah, wait, dude. You don't even know. This dude loaded so much goodness. Do you want to see what the half looks like before I eat it all? Because I got it on the pizza stone, and I reckon that pizza stone's cool off enough that I can pick it up with my bare hands and be like, here's what the final product looks like. Just in case you didn't get the camera angles you were craving on that cooking video. And sure, I could have cooked the beef and the bacon separately and just cooked the egg. It would have sped up the cooking video, but I'm like, that takes the fun out of it. Like, I mean, look at it, YouTube. It's glorious. You can kind of see it spilling out on the side just a little bit there. But, you know, comparatively speaking, here's my hand. And looks like one half's just about as big as my hand, if not a little bit bigger. This is how you make a calzone, YouTube. Now I'll get to cooking that breakfast burger for my next cooking video right after I get done eating the rest of that calzone, which will be off camera, of course. You know, I don't snack on camera all the time unless I'm reviewing a product or making a cooking video. I feel like just casually snacking while you do a video, I mean, I've done it before, but oof. Probably the healthiest thing of that entire meal was the water I'm drinking. Like, that's no shit. If you want to cook like a boss, simple recipes that are filling, delicious, and full of flavor, and relatively cheap to make. That's the kind of recipes people are looking for. Ain't nobody got time to do a 12-hour course meal. Like, that's just ridiculous. Preparing that would take forever. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, no, if you're gonna cook something, you want it to be like minimum 3 hours, maximum 3 hours, minimum like 1 hour to like 15 minutes or less. You know, that's the kind of recipe that people are looking for. That banana bread recipe I made, it was quick, easy to make. A calzone I made take a bit more time to make, but a calzone takes a bit longer to make. But I tell you what, YouTube, I tell you what, it was worth it. I'm sitting there munching on this ham like, oh, this is so. And then right there at the end, I was like, oh. Well, technically it was Saturday when I made this, but I got home right as midnight approached with burning some midnight oil to deliver to you, YouTube, a delicious cooking video. I want to wrap this video up so this one doesn't take that long to upload. I'll grab me some pipe tobacco because that was an exquisite calzone. It's not authentic Italiano, you know, classic, yeah, but, you know, it's the next best thing. I mean, like, you got no experience, you know what I'm saying? You got no experience making them. Just kind of like, okay, you know, ingredients at the store, you know, okay, you know. And you might have some people out there who, they come from out of state and they're just like, you call this a calzone? The fuck is this pre-made pizza dough shit? And I'm like, well, it's the best we can do around here. Like, well, no, let me. And then he just goes to the store and he buys the ingredients to make the dough himself. And he's like, this is how you fucking do it. Now, that recipe took damn near 2 hours to make. Now let's add 43 minutes on top of that just to make the pre-made dough. So, I mean, you know, if you're crunched for time and, you know, if you're making something in the morning, that's a pretty hearty way to start out your day. But let me tell you, it takes a minute to make, and it's, you know. Anywho, that calzone just looked like heart failure on a plate, but that's why it tasted good. Kind of saw some logs catch some Z's and catch your cool cobras on the flip side. That calzone was dank. You already know what's up, though. Well, tubes, I'll catch you all on the next one on the real note, because it's late. I didn't mean to stay up this fucking late just for a couple of videos, but it's the weekend. Get out there and cook something, you know. If one thing I want from my cooking videos, I want it to inspire people to want to cook, you know, to get other people into it and be like, oh, hey, you know, you want to sit there and say the recipe's gross or it looks like shit. That's your opinion. I'll catch you cool cobras later, though.